My wife's family name is Ribe. It's Ribet. And her mum's name is Giselle. Huh?
Yeah.
But my Siri says, calling Giselle River. Good evening, insiders. Sunday, the 24th of April. Myself and Matthew, the Mullet Hayes, is joining you on the audio airwaves. Welcome, Matt.
Hello.
Did you just cop a European fucking low pressure, full frontal weather pattern like we did?
No, it's been just a little bit windy up here, but it's just like it's actually reading flat on every single forecast, which is kind of heartbreaking. So yeah, it's getting to that point where you're kind of trying to think, is it going to be wave pool season for a little bit up here, because it does go real bad.
You're in the channel there. As soon as the lows slow down, the life slows down in the water for you guys, I guess.
Yeah. And then you have to start thinking about days in the pool or trips.
Yeah, but days in the pool for you, that's a drive to Bristol, correct? How far?
2 hours.
2 hours for a guaranteed.
Yeah.
I don't know how many waves you get.
What is it? 12?
12 waves for how much?
I think in the summer it's like £50.
£50.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
all right, man. That's
£4 a wave.
That's all right. People spend more on
petrol. I spoke to a few people last week, and they've been going. There's a guy who got an album from me, a Twinsman, and went and used it first pull at the wave. He booked a Saturday session at 6 p.m. on a Saturday night. He was the only person in the pool, and he paid,
especially in Bristol, where they just love a drop, don't they?
So can you imagine, you'd be a little bit nervous first time you're riding your £1,000 surfboard, and then you book a wave session, and then you're the only person in it. It's got to be one of the best things to come out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not really a wave pool guy, listeners, because I've never been to one. Not by any other reason from the fact that
you live in a wave-rich part of the world.
Yeah. No one's really invited me. I mean, if it came up, I'd go, but I'm not going to pay for it yet.
So on that front, Daz, I was completely the same. I was almost like, nah, I'm not going to a pool. I'd rather go to the ocean. Blah. I've been to the Bristol Wave like 5 different occasions, and I do multiple sessions. I 100% see why they're busy and why they're loved. They are great.
Of course, I see it too.
I tell you what, they are not a drop on actually surfing in the ocean. So,
and my closest one is Switzerland, which is dear as mud. So, it's a no-brainer. If I had one, and I thought back in the day they were going to do one here. There was a lot of talk of it. I think people now know that the talk never ends. But it's a big investment for us.
Well, if any wave pool out there, Kelly, if you're listening, or Waco, or Alea Bay, or Bristol, or Surf Snowdonia, anybody, if you want to give me and Daz some free tickets, and then
Brian, if you're listening, old mate, let's
Brian.
Do it.
Come on, Brian.
The thing is, Matt, now I've lost my train of thought. I thought, like a lot of people might think, it's a wave-rich zone, it'd never work here. But there's a ton of surfers. There's a ton of surfers moving here. I actually think it would be really successful here because we do get a lot of heavy storms. And if you've got a lot of surfers in an area, I think you've got a chance that they're all going to go at least once.
Plus, what I think with your region as well is, like from being there myself, there's days and stuff where there's maybe one peak or only 2 peaks and 50 people on them.
If
and you've got locals.
One here, it'd work.
You're right. With the wave pool, you're guaranteed your wave. It's not like, oh, he's a local, so he's going to then get in front of me or anything. Nah, it doesn't work like that. So
you're in the line.
Yeah, which is a cool thing about it. And so I think it would be successful if they put one, in that region, especially in that region, because you've got all of northern Spain as well within driving. People drive 4 or 5 hours to go to Bristol.
They do. The thing is, you've got a safety surf. I have done Munich. I did Munich many years ago. The ice bar. However they call it. And the thing, I did it with Fipsy. The thing is, like, if you've never done it before, like we've never done it before, there's a bit of a line. You get on, you fall off.
Oh yeah,
I've done your first 3 turns are like 0.04 of a second. So you really got to put a bit of time in there before you can actually then stay on it to build up a bit.
I went there. I was there on a business trip before I worked in the surf world, and I left a business, a big business expo, went and found a surf shop, borrowed a board off of the owner. First time you drop in off of the side, and I nearly went just straight off the other side.
Off the concrete.
With this guy's board, like just straight down, and was like, yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's so much fun, but it is so weird. And when you see that big slab of concrete underneath you and it's like inches of water, you're thinking, hold on a minute, this might not be as good an idea as it looked.
Yeah, no,
some people shred the hell out of that little thing as well. So,
well, that's going to be quite an eclectic change for us when we start talking about Margaret's, because it's like the opposite of a wave pool. We said we were going to talk a little bit about Margaret's tonight. There isn't, from my weekly Inspector Cluedo, Inspector Gadget, researching on what's going on in the surf world, I haven't found too much that was tickling my fancy too much. And we've got the last comp of the first half of the year on the World Tour, which we both love. So we'd have to be knuckleheads to not talk about this.
100%. And I completely agree. The surf world, I think it's gone a bit sleepy because if you're sensible about dropping new edits and dropping new clips, you'd probably not be doing it the last week of, the week where, this event is coming up. It wouldn't.
People's eyes are on something else. And I'm looking at the old Wazzles title here, and it says, the mid-season cut is here as a promising XL swell lines up for Margaret River. What do you got to say about that, Matt?
I hope so. I had a little look at the forecast only on Magic Seaweed. I've got zero trust in Magic Seaweed. And
we had zero trust in them last week. I'm going to send them out an on-the-spot apology.
Yeah, true.
They pumped for a couple of rounds there back at Bells.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm looking at when I look at it. It looks like there's
stars and arrows.
Yeah. It looks like there's a bit of wind on the way, but I don't know. But hopefully, if there's an XL swell and it's at main break, then John's gonna be untouchable.
I think they're running tomorrow, which is in 3 hours. I'm gonna roll the dice and think they're gonna put the women in. It's a fun size small swell. They've got heaps of swell coming. I reckon they might try and get through. The wind's supposed to turn in the afternoon. How many heats are the girls? 8.
6.
6. I think they can pull 6 heats off with clean winds and a fun size swell, which would be logical, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The only thing I hope is because of what's at stake is, especially the elimination round 2, is they run it for men and women. They run it in primo condition.
They have to. You'd take them to court if they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So let's start with the women then. So we're not going to go through round by round or anything like that at all, but go through we can say a couple of people we reckon is going to do well.
Yes.
Who's on your radar for winning / making a big run up the leaderboard?
I don't know about a big run up the leaderboard. I'd have to have a look at it. I reckon, based on dumb man's knowledge, that would, I'm thinking Tyler, Courtney Conolog, and Carissa.
Well, that's a pretty good shout, because when I look at it, for the women, it is really interesting. Only 4 women are locked in to have made the cut. You named 2 of them, Carissa and Tyler. Brisa Hennessy's already locked in, and Lakey's already locked in. So those 4 they'll continue to obviously get results for the end of the year, but they're a lock. I reckon Steffi G might do well.
Yeah, as well, but she doesn't have the greatest track record there. But like,
she finaled last year.
She did okay. Well,
but,
stick a needle in my eye.
Yeah, but I think your call of Courtney is a really good call, especially if it's big.
She can handle power. She loves it, mate. She loves it.
She was a surprise when she didn't do too well at Sunset. I think everybody was surprised.
Yeah, and
so
she got. I don't know what happened during that heat. I'm seeing a lot of orange on Magic Seaweed for Margies, meaning like every day it's saying bad winds. Tuesday's big, Wednesday's big-ish, and onshore. I'm just wondering if that wind direction favours North Point, and I've got no idea.
Yeah, who knows? Let's just hope they run it in primo conditions. For me,
I don't know if they can run North Point. Do you know if they can?
I think they can. Well, they've shown that they can before.
They haven't talked it up.
No,
that they can or not, have they?
No mention of it. And again, you'd think with such high stakes on the line that they would be communicating with the surfers a bit better. And it doesn't look like on anybody's free surfing clips that they've been surfing anywhere other than main break or the box. I saw a couple of clips of Leo at the box, but I think that was more for fun. One of the girls that I'm going to pick out as I reckon is I'm going to put my neck on the line and say semi-final or better. I'm going to go Gabriella Bryan.
Yeah.
She's a strong.
I'm not backing you on that. I just haven't watched her at all. She does. She's got truck little legs, hasn't she? Really powerful. I'd like to see Malia go well. I've always got a soft spot for Malia. She's a great surfer, wine, handles a bit of juice.
When you look at the score breakdown and stuff,
I reckon safe. I reckon, Matt. I reckon there's pressure in this comp.
100%, and that's going to make it so interesting.
And that's why I thought about it a fair bit more again this week, and I'm still for the cut, just because.
Hey, I heard.
It just is interesting.
You're right.
I'm
not stealing anything from anybody. I think it was Stace Galbraith, though, who said on one of the poddies, I'm sure it was Stace, it might have been Cale Bell-Warren, but I'm sure it was Stace, and he said for a spectator he's 100% pro the cut. For a surfer, and because he's obviously tied in that side, he's not.
No, he's not. He wants to pretend he's tied in that side. He's saying because of his career or whatever.
Well, no, because he coaches Malia and he coaches Alyssa Spencer and people like that. So obviously he wants. I mean, for him, he wants them to stay on tour, because if they only do 5 events,
but it doesn't make sense, because if the tour gets stronger, everyone gets stronger with it involved in that little bulbous switch.
But definitely as a spectator,
which is what we are.
Yeah,
I don't care about the people that work.
Exactly.
As a spectator, your mate said when he's down here, it's going to be easier to win. And I thought about that because I'm a thinker. And you can say at the same time that it's harder to win as well.
Yeah, because 100%. Look at Jared Chianca.
Instead of coming up, and instead of getting on a side of the draw, where if someone gets knocked out, you get a lower dude, you're only going to come up against premium dudes.
Yeah. And so with that, and like you said about the pressure that this event's going to have over it, do you see anyone, stay on the women's side for now, do you see anyone melting? Complete chocolate fireplace situation?
I think it's going to be hard for crew like Molly, Picklum, and I hate that word because it's American, so I'm just going to say apprentice. I'm changing. I'm not using that word again. The apprentices on the tour, because it's a new event for them. Each event's a new event for them that they've never done before, and this one's a get out of there. I don't know. I'm not backing Lakey again, even though she's made the final there. I just think anyone under the cut is going to be super. I'd love to see Sally Fitz requalify.
She was my call for a melt. I think Sally's going to melt. I could see her having a round 2 loss or something, and that's it.
Potentially, she melted at the Olympics. She nearly made the Olympics in running.
A very, very famous runner-up.
She's a bridesmaid. We'll see. She surfs good at Margies, huh?
She's meant to surf good everywhere. She's got all the skills and abilities.
She's the fittest person in history.
Mm.
Time will tell.
World's most annoying voice by a million miles.
For an Englishman, potentially for an Australian as well. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to the men's then. I think you'd be very kind of stupidish to not think that John is the clear favourite, especially with the forecast.
But John seems to be a bit of a melter himself.
You're not hard for John this year, are you? You're not.
No. John's for me. I've always thought he's.
No, nothing against him or anything. But I know you said.
No, I know what you mean, but I just think sometimes when you're that much of a favourite, it seems to play against him, where it doesn't play against Gabby. It didn't play against Tom Carroll. Didn't play against Mark Richards. Didn't play against Kelly Slater. But for some reason, John, it's played against, because otherwise he'd have more than just 2, man. I can see more than just 2.
Well, and that would apply to his pipe stats as well, because realistically, he should be a multiple-time pipe winner. I think he doesn't carry as much pressure at Margaret River because it isn't in Hawaii. He's he can go and do his own thing. But to my point about asking if you're not really feeling John this year, it's because a couple of people have said to me he's surfing well and he'll have the wave of every event, but they're not seeing him. They don't think he looks that hungry.
I actually think he is. I just think I
wonder if he's just pacing himself as well, though, because he's got to look at a year and go, right. He's got loads of injuries as well, and they're clever. He's going to go, right.
Could be.
I just need to be top 5 coming into the second half of the year. G-Land, he's going to be 100% one of the favourites.
Odds on favourite.
Chopes, he's
odds on favourite.
Yeah. J-Bay, he's always going to do good at.
Top 3.
Yeah. So
what else is there? Is there Brazil?
So it goes G-Land, El Salvador. Yeah. Brazil.
It's a mystery for me, that one.
Apparently,
so I think El Salvador and
he's got a really good record in Brazil.
Rio are going to be Brazilian domination, and the other 3, we'll see. Hey, Gabby's coming back. You read that?
Yeah, I was about to say Gabby is back for G-Land, but that'll be
pretty exciting.
Yeah, we sit. I think
I'd roll the dice and I'd put him as odds on favourite frontside G-Land.
Just a side note, because we're not going to go into a massive rabbit hole on it.
Let's stay on Margies.
Yeah, I was going to say, because let's park that, because
we said at the start of the season we weren't going to talk about Gabby. We'll talk about Gabby next episode.
Yeah. So other than John, who's your picks to, like I say, not to just win, but to make a big statement, semi-final from someone down low, and a melt?
Doing.
Yeah, doubly.
I'd jump out my window with happiness if Owen Wright won it.
Far right, yeah.
And I'd like to see Jack go well. I think he probably can, and I think Toledo's not going to win it. He won it last year. I can't see him winning 2 in a row.
If it's massive, I don't think Felipe will win it. I'm gonna call out. It's not been a while.
Atala.
No. It doesn't turn above the lip. I tell you what, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick a surprise winner of Geordie Smith.
Yeah, he could win. He could win. And it's funny that now he's a surprise.
Yeah, he's a surprise to me to win because he's always like, I'm like, oh, Geordie's in the semi. Well, yeah, that's fair enough. But then again, he's not a perennial winner.
He's one of the best surfers at Margaret's on the rights.
He's so good. So I reckon Geordie's my call for that. And I said it last ep. I reckon Zeke Lau is going to make a bit of a statement as well.
That's a freaking hell heap, man. It's Seaman, there's Geordie Smith. And
yes,
Leo,
I know.
Because Leo's really good at Margaret's.
Do you know, have you seen as well? There's another stacked heat. I think it's
Griffin, Jack Robinson, Fred Marias.
What a heat that is, because Freddie out there is pretty solid.
Really good. Like, look at this. Ethan, Nat Young, David Silver.
Yes, Ethan should be looking at that and going, sweet.
75% of people picked him off the WSL.
You would as well, wouldn't you?
And Italo, Jake Marshall, Judson Andre, 86% picked him.
And you wouldn't want to be Lucas Messinas right now because he's got John and he's got Jacob Wilcox. And Jacob Wilcox
he's in my team.
Seriously good. He's in my team too.
Toledo's got Owen and Jack, and everyone's picking Toledo. And honestly, I don't think if it's over 6 foot, he's not a favourite against Owen Wright.
Definitely not.
Owen's, it's funny. It's odds on to get knocked off the tour, right?
But he done well
before his head injury. I was dead certain
he's going to be a world champ.
Still am. Yeah. Because he's.
Do you know what's really funny is this year?
Got everything.
I looked
it's a pity.
This year I looked at the schedule and I was like, Pipe, Owen Wright will do well. Sunset, he should do okay. Portugal's a bit of a gamble, but then like Margies, he should do decent. But then G-Land, again, you're talking someone to be your favourite. Chopes, he's one of the best out there.
And I thought he was hands down the best backside surfer at Bells. Easy. Yeah. And I heard Mick say the same.
I agree.
I was so happy when I heard Mick say it. Because even who did I say it to? I think and then I deleted it because I don't want my good mate, he probably doesn't listen, Jackson the Stinger, Snip Dog, when we were in Portugal on my trip, and I said, I just want to comment on that. And he goes, you're a commenter. And I was like,
yeah,
no,
fuck him.
Because I nearly said a comment on one of Beach Critter Start, and because if you slow down Italo's waves, because there was a big, maybe, with the Jack Italo, when you slow down, he's like from a distance, because he's so fast and electric, they look good. But when they went in close and slowed it down, what you said rang true.
Yeah. Owen's back.
Not always.
And do you know what's weird with Owen is? Sometimes I don't enjoy watching his surfing because when he's going backside,
he's so long.
It's very it's just very repetitive, and there's nothing wrong with that because he's doing it in the critical section. But when he's surfing against someone going frontside who's doing like multiple maneuvers, I just find it looks better. But you can't argue that it's harder to go. In my opinion, it's harder to go backside. And
I just recommend he goes backside. He's going vertical. He's throwing the things. And
he is
power.
And that's if you put Owen Wright in a heat with Italo, Owen Wright should never lose if it's a big wave and it's just turns, because he goes 12 o'clock dingers and Italo doesn't go above the lip. And
so does Jacob Wilcox.
Yeah, Chippo's mental out there.
He loves a pie.
He's a good kid. So who do you reckon is the men's melt show?
I'm telling you, Ryan Callahan had like one of the best waves ever there last year.
That one last year was ginormous. And Gabby got one in the same heat, I think it was.
I'm struggling to pick a melt up because maybe I don't know. I don't think they're a full-on melting crowd because I'm looking and like Baron Mamiya, I'm rolling with him again. He's just phenomenal. Jackson Baker, I reckon he can go good there too.
I got two melts.
Kelly could melt.
No, Kelly doesn't melt, does he?
It's a bit windy there. He just hasn't really had a result there in ages. Hey, Callum Robson is now. Yeah, he's a favourite. He's a red jersey in his heat.
He's tier A. Yeah, he's his heat. He should be looking at heat as well and going, I'm good.
And when you look at him surfing, he went not bad against Toledo and 2 foot.
Yeah, I know.
Rincon, and when you're thinking 6 to 8 foot Margies, you're thinking, that suits him too.
He really reminds me of a mix between Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson. Like,
no, easy.
No,
not
like
yet,
he's
mate.
Not yet. I don't competitively, but I'm just like he's a strong kid. He serves on the face real well.
You just described God.
Yeah, but I tell you what, who I think is going to melt. I'm not going to say like lower down ones.
English love picking people to melt. You just love it, don't you?
I'm picking Italo. I think Italo's going to melt, especially if he'll have another meltdown. He'll start smashing stuff up again.
It could be funny.
It's actually that whole heat. It's really funny how Italo has got Jadson Andre and Jake Marshall, and I think that is the easiest heat for anybody. Like that those three should be spread out over because you've got stacked heats.
Okay, you're talking about melting. Look at that. Sam Pupo is still sitting there, nearly comfortable in the cutoff line, and I didn't think he'd done anything, but he had a result. He had a good result. Pipe just saved his ass, didn't he?
He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful because he had Pipe and then he's not done too much. So he's one of the ones where he's on.
Let's do a famous. Okay, I'm going to give you the ones under, and I'm going to tell you if you think they're going to run or sink.
So where are these under? Under the 22nd spot.
Connor Coffin.
He will.
No, 2 words. Run or sink.
Run.
Owen Wright.
Sink.
Marias.
Federico.
Yep.
Oh fuck. Sink.
Leo.
Sink.
Chianca.
Run. Out of hope.
Sibilic.
Oh fucking Morgs. Sink.
Morgs has got a low score of nothing. So they take your top 4 scores from what I've heard of. So he's got a chance. Silver.
No. Sink.
Andre.
Sink.
DeVault.
Sink.
McGill.
Oh, do you know that's a hard one because he could easily final at Margs. He was sick there last year. But I'm going to say sink. I think he's got too much work to do.
Arcal.
Imagine Arcal is about to drop off tour.
Yeah, he's one of the best
out of order.
to watch. Yeah,
if he didn't break his arm or whatever.
Hey, it's not easy.
Hey, I'm going to say run.
Okay, he'd have to win it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go from who I don't think is a shoo-in yet. We'll start from Conor O'Leary.
So I tell you, Conor O'Leary, I think will
stay or sway.
Conor O'Leary is right on the chopping board.
That's what I'm asking you.
So how many did I say? 3. So at the moment, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people locked in. So I've said 3, so that'd be 16. So I've got 6 more. Conor O'Leary, I'm saying stay.
Nat Young. He could be quite dependable in that.
Sway.
Jake Marshall.
Sway. He's one of the ones who's melting. He's falling off.
Poopy. Sand poops.
Asterix, stay.
Jacko.
Baker, staying.
Zeke, you backed.
I'm back in Zeke.
And Messinas out.
Yeah. And then that would mean that Sammy Pupo could stay, and then the other three would come in.
I don't want to go for too much of a throw of the dice here, but I hope that Owen and Leo get through. I really hope Leo gets through, not just because I've known him since a kid. I think he should. He's a stayer. But
I think I want Leo to get through, but part of me wants Leo to go and have to do the Challenger Series.
I reckon he'll smash the Challenger Series.
I think he
has to.
I think he would absolutely smoke it, and I kind of want him to. I want him to almost get like
he had an ankle operation at the end of last year. He was out of water till like a couple of weeks before pipe. He's had a constant 6 or 7 years like that, and
you know how you just want to.
He's got to stop training so much, and with
surfing,
go up the mountain.
With any like kind of competition, I always see it as I'm quite into like looking into loads of other sports and stuff, and like pre-season friendlies for say for football. Yeah, what you want to do is get in the habit of winning, and that's what I want Leo to go and do. Is instead of scraping round threes and like round of 16s, I want him to just go and start winning events and finaling in events, which I think he would definitely do on the Challenger Series, and then bring that back onto the tour with that rolling confidence.
I reckon he should go to Tibet, sit in a little, like a hut
with belly.
No, far away from belly, with a yak and a little Tibetan.
What is it?
Chanta.
What are those? The bowls that you spin the things around on, the meditation bowls.
Yeah. Walk up the hill in Poland with Wim
Hof in northern Italy.
I get a feeling that sometimes these crew are just putting too much into their training and this and that, and a little bit less into the fact that they've got the talent.
Yeah, I agree.
Stop the talent. Anyway, we'll see. Griff, even though he won an event down in 12th,
he's locked in now.
Jack Robbo. He's on top of Jack Robbo.
So
if you were like trying to, like hot balloon, hot potato, you'd think Jack's more of a hot potato than Griff, and just won an event. Yeah,
you're right. So with that, because we're almost at the mid-year cut, I'm going to put you on the.
Hey, back to your favourite. Back to your favourite quickly. I just want to get this off my chest.
Yeah.
Why would people think it's a conspiracy for Italo to lose a heat when he's a world champion? He's incredibly popular. He's part of a huge Brazilian market. He's shiny. Everyone, fucking apart from you, loves his craziness. Why would you think that he would think, or other people think, that it's a conspiracy for him to lose a heat?
I heard the thing that, and I was exactly the same as you. I was like, that makes no sense. The only reason I think people are clutching at it is that it was an Australian event and an Australian surfer. But there's no conspiracy. I mean, it's not even like Jack's not a local surfer there. No, people are just fucking high on that one.
I just think sometimes there's waves that come in at the end, and it gets a hold of them, and they think, okay, you got to think, I've seen it, met a lot of these judges over the years. They're good surfers, man. So you've got a heat, you've got a guy, and it's 30 seconds to go, and you've watched that whole heat, and you're thinking, wow, he should probably got through that heat, and now he's going to lose. And then all of a sudden he gets a wave, and he does enough. What you think, well, he's got through. Well, I'm just going to let him get through because I think he should have got through.
But also,
Maybe that's how their
What I
site
was,
thinks.
what I was a bit confused about it when I watched it live and stuff, I thought to myself, how the fuck does he know what Jack's doing on his waves anyway? He's not on the stairs. He's not watching it. His reaction was so instant that he thought he would won off of his own surfing and not off of someone else. Like,
I
how
think
do
he
you,
thought. I think he heard his score, which came in sooner, and thought he was underscored on his score.
well, we should get fucking more vertical then, shouldn't he?
Hey,
Anyway,
but you know what? He didn't. And
exactly.
sometimes people just got like, I thought I got fucking 99 out of 100 in the maths exam in grade 11, and apparently it was only 60.
I do think like it was sick to see the WSL actually follow him in and watch him blow up and stuff because usually they hide
And not
that.
even sick. Of course, of course they should do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand why you say sick, but I just think that that's what they should be doing anyway.
Let me just
Like,
translate. Sick means good. I don't mean sick as in they're sick for doing that. I thought it was good.
And I've seen because I've got Apple Plus for 3 months free, and I looked at it again, that make or break thing, and I'm wondering if I'm not even just going to not watch it.
I'll watch it for you and tell you if it's worth it.
I hate corny shit.
Hey.
I heard him saying it. That's corny.
Let me
Stephanie Gilmore saying it's a war. Let's put her in Ukraine capital for 3 weeks and see if it's similar to her on the world tour. Huh?
Let me put you in the spotlight. Hello, buddy. Let me put you in the spotlight a bit. Then we're now at almost at the midway. Who's your top 5 end of the year? Doesn't have to be in order. Men and women. Who's qualifying for Trestles?
Toledo, John, Ewing, Vitalo, and Igarashi.
Far out. Okay. I'll go mine before you go women. And I'm going bold. I'm going Philippe, John, Kanoa, Gabby, and head says Italo, heart says Ethan Ewing, but Gabby's making the final 5.
I don't think mathematically nearly he can unless
I reckon he'll win G-Land. I reckon he'll win Chopes. I reckon he'll final at Brazil, and then I think he's in.
It's top like 8 out of 9 events. So
I don't know. I reckon he could go on a run. I'm going for it. I'm just saying, Gabby. I wouldn't put it past him winning 4 of the last 6 events.
I think nothing would make John happier in the world than beating Gabby at G-Land.
And then or at Chopes to make sure he doesn't get in. I think
he'd be even happier beating him at G-Land.
Oh,
I haven't been there before.
What I was going to ask you about with the Gabby
G-Land's more technical than
before
Chopes,
before we go over to the before we go over to the women's top 5, just quickly, if Gabby does make the top 5, it makes a mockery of the whole tour and the whole cup thing, because he had the whole first half off, comes on, smashes the second half of the tour and makes the cut or makes the top 5. Who knows? But what's your women's top 5?
Carissa, Tyler.
Do you think Brees is going to hold on?
Joanne Defay, Tatiana, and
don't think Brees is going to hold on?
There. I'm going to throw it out there and say Courtney Conway.
That's a good call.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Like.
You're thinking G-Land, Chopes.
Yeah, exactly. So
100%.
let's just quickly stay on the women for a little bit.
Okay, let me
how's Carissa going to go at G-Land, you reckon?
I don't know, but I know that every
Tyler?
She's the best out there. I remember that.
Brisa?
Not sure.
There you go.
Lakey, no.
Joanne Defay?
Maybe. She does send it.
She won the cloud break.
Yeah.
Tatiana?
100%. Second favourite.
There you go. Malia Manuel.
Likes a tube, but going the wrong way.
Yeah, India Robinson.
Nah,
Steph Gilmore, left.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Steph's as bad as me
Courtney,
going left.
Courtney Connolly.
Yeah, packs a tube.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, you're not. I think it's a big call.
Bronte Betty Lou Sakura's out, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's the difficulty is because you
And
look
Molly.
at that, and then you look at how the wild cards are going to work because if
you know who could go good if she had a crack at it would be Isabella Nichols, even backside. She kind of charges and technically she's a good tube rider.
Yeah, she done well at pipe.
Backside's a whole
different
question
ball game. I think
I don't even know how that.
I think in G-Land you're going to see Tyler Wright stand out, and I think Tyler Wright, Tatiana Weston Webb, and Courtney are going to look, and Joanne. I think they're the four.
I'm going to do my absolute best, Matt. I'm going to throw it out there now to the listeners, and I don't know if he listens. I'm going to try and get Matthew Dobell on for a podcast before the G-Land comp. I maybe told you about Dibble before. His nickname amongst certain circles is Mr. G-Land.
Let's get him on.
Let's get him on.
I'm
sitting with these two dudes in Hawaii and I'm talking heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Heavy hitters. And I said, mate, we called Dibbles Oki when he was little. And one of them, who was a heavy hitter, said, better.
Many
people don't. And he spent like 1,000 days there, so it'll be super interesting to ask him about it.
100%. I think staying on topic, my top 5 for the women would be Carissa, Tyler, Tatty. I think Steph's going to make it because I think she's going to win J-Bay and win El Salvador. Right hand, wobbly right.
Yeah,
I think Steph's going to make it. And
she's like the best at J-Bay, isn't she?
And I think Joanne DeFay. That's my top 5.
How is Joanne DeFay? She didn't have a sponsor. And
I want her.
Everyone backs her. She's good.
I want her on the poddy. She is my target, but she won't reply to me. So
I'll see if I can run into her in town.
Yeah,
I'll probably get given her agent's number so we
can connect. Sick. Well, how about we then move on to some quick do's and don'ts and then wrap this up and get psyched on Margies. What are your do's and don'ts for this week, Darren?
Bike riding, mate. That's a do because surf has just been ridiculously shit here.
Oh, yeah.
Many surfers have had knee injuries. Nearly every sportsman's had a knee injury. And bike riding is just so anti-impact, keeps you outside. You need your legs for surfing, which I don't have. And I went for a bike. I'm back on my bike. I don't bike like don't have lycras and a little helmet and, get down and stop at a coffee shop for a latte with the soy latte. I've just got my normal bike that I use for everything and just cruise around villages. Great sport, great surf exercise.
I like it. I do like that. Are you going to a don't or should I?
You do that while I think of a don't.
Okay, so my do is plan how you're going to be getting your waves if you're not in a wave-rich region throughout the summer. Look at booking trips early, look at wave pools and options, look at trips, get it in your planners with your missuses and with your work and everything. Get it in early because it is vital that you continue to stay
surfing.
Continue surfing because if you don't, you will go fucking mental. And if you've got to have that conversation where your missus has booked you in to go and see your cousin's great aunt, and it's the one good day of the week or one good day of the summer where you a 3-hour drive and you're at some pumping waves in the sun, you'll hate yourself for it. So
especially if your aunt's place having a scone.
Yeah, so just take out like take a gamble and just book a random weekend and be like, oh, that weekend I'm going surfing. If it goes flat, then surprise your missus and be like, actually, do you know what? I want to stay with you. Obviously, it's a lie, but
Have you ever heard of lying?
yeah,
I was
exactly.
about to say that. It's nothing like a good lie, mate.
No harm, no foul. But if you pick the right weekend and you get some sunny pumping waves, then so that's my do is plan your waves, even if they are wave pool sessions.
I reckon we got it. I've got it. Is don't order a new shortboard at the start of winter.
What to be made?
Well, no, just I got one in September, but it's different. I kind of got injured, but still, it just happens. Like, and then all of a sudden it's winter, you don't ride it, and then you've had the board for 4 or 5 months.
Oh yeah,
and it gets to summer. Like I've got 2 of them now. I've got a 6'4" Bradley and a 6'2" Fipsy, and because I've had them for months on end, and I only surfed both of them a couple of times, they feel like they're old boards.
Yeah.
But they're brand new.
Yeah.
Huh? I'm already thinking about something else.
So that's a good one, because that almost works into exactly what I was going to say without you even meaning to.
You've got to order your board that's going to suit what you're about to. You want to be cranking straight into it.
So my don't was actually don't get caught out by lead times. So contact your shapers, contact your surf shops, and say, right, okay, I want a new step up channel bottom 6'6" for the winter. You need that by September. Contact the people and make sure that you've got the time. When you've got boat trips coming up, like loads of people have got late September boat trips, order your boards way in advance, because like things can change. Obviously everyone's went through the most mental 2 years. Blanks might not turn up, glass might not turn up, shapers might walk out of factories. Who knows what's going on? And don't ruin your trip by not having the right board. So get on it early.
I'm going down to order a board this week, mate. I'm going to see Fantastic Us this week, Tristan.
Yeah.
And think up some questions, because listeners, Bradley's back. His missus and 2 girls have gone away. He's a
free man.
Free man. He sent me a message today. We've got him on. Think something up. Sick. I've got plenty of questions for him.
Yeah, so right.
We'll talk to a shaper. We're going to talk to a shaper. Everyone loves a shaper.
If anybody does want to send a question in for Christian, make it about, because we'll make that episode about shaping, but mainly about high performance shortboards. Because in my opinion, obviously he's skilled in other areas, but in my opinion, he is top class.
He loves his new 20. Told me.
I've seen it. I saw it. I went and saw it in the shop. It's fucking mental, and I don't mean to swear, but it's one of the nicest boards I've picked up.
I'm going to serve it.
And props to Steffi. I don't know her last name. I just
from design.
Steffi. Her logo design.
Graf. Steffi Graf, tennis player.
There you go. Her logo design is sick on it as well. So
I haven't seen it,
but it's pretty simple, but it just looks so cool. And but we basically, what I want to do is quiz Christian on the world of high performance shortboards. We done our mid-length episode, and we can make
Bradley's all about performance. We'll talk to him about performance.
Yeah.
We'll finish off with we'll let him finish off talking about his own 20, because him, like me, thought the twins was a fad that he couldn't handle, and apparently his board goes good.
Yeah, well, it looks really good. I didn't get the chance to pick one up when I was down. I didn't surf it. There was a brand new one in the shop, and I put it under my arm, and it felt spicy. So
okay, you've got 5 seconds. You got to give me 2 names for the win, Margies.
What, men and women?
Yep.
John and Joanne.
Okay, I'm gonna go Owen and Carissa.
Owen is a huge call. Do you know that a Goofy Foot's not won it since 1990, since the year I was born?
If he gets knocked out first heat, he gets knocked out. But I like you said, you like sports, all sorts of sports. I love sports. I never played basketball apart from a tiny bit at school. I think everyone in the world's played a little bit of basketball. I'm watching Magic Johnson on Apple Plus at the moment. It's pretty sick, man. 4 episodes. The guy's a freak. First 2 years in college basketball, which means that was like 19, 20. goes into the draft, gets drafted first to LA, right? Lakers.
Yeah.
First year in the NBA, they make the final series, which it's got best of 7, is it?
Yeah.
7th game, end of the 6th game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, massive tall dude, gets injured. Magic sits on his chair, that's usually his seat on the bus, and turns around to everyone and says, "I've got this."
Yeah.
MVP of the final, first year on the NBA.
Hell, man.
Yeah, it's
sick to watch.
21.
I love it.
Imagine he would have been 21.
Yeah.
And that's what good sportsmen do. Gabby did it. Kelly did it. Tommy Carroll did it. Oki did it. Let's see.
Now you want Owen to do it.
Yeah, even though he's old and nearly bald, it's kind of nothing.
It goes both ways.
Stepping up.
It definitely goes both ways. You look at
I'd like to see Ethan win it though. Oh, I'd be sick.
There's a guy in English football called Jamie Vardy that he was playing non-league football, so way out, and
just
he made
a club.
Yeah, literally not even getting paid, and then he made it up, played for a few teams, gets signs for Leicester, wins the league. Now at the age of 30 and over, in that period of how many goals you score when you start at 30 and over, I think he's the highest goal scorer in Premier League footballer of all time.
Epic.
And he's nuts as well. Apparently his diet on game day is 5 cans of Red Bull and 10 espresso shots and stuff.
A bit of the Italo diet.
Yeah. But
if I had to put my house on it though, don't worry, it'd be on John.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we'll see. Margies should be starting. We'll get this episode live ASAP, and we've got some exciting shit coming soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.